Chapter 9 is called Friends Don't Fail Me Now. And it's all about creating some of those systems that can really help you. I think what's very important for a person to reach where they want to be in getting from where they are is really having good friends and really having good accountability around them to say, hey, I'm not good at this, and I need your help. I can remember telling Chuck about chasing failure months before anything happened. And what that created was a good problem, because a couple months later, Chuck would be like, hey man, ain't you supposed to be trying out for him? Something like that. I'm like, hey man, why don't you get about my business, man? Like I'm working on it, you know? But you tell enough people what you're going to do, they expect you to do what you said that you were going to do.
That's so true.
And so, y'all don't know how many times I've told people stuff that I was like really like speaking into existence. Like, hey, I'm writing a book. I hadn't written a book. How's your book coming? Man. I just started it. You know, it's like, because again, you don't want to be a liar. So you're like, but again, people, it's not like my friends are like, hey man, I really need you. I'm your accountability partner. I'm coming alongside you. Come on, like let's get chapter 1 done. But again, the more you tell people these things, the more it puts you in a position of like if you started telling people, yeah, I'm auditioning for a movie in the fall, be like, well, naturally the next time they see you, like, hey, how do auditions go? You'd be like, man, I don't like that feeling. Mm-hmm. Nobody likes that feeling, and so it's like, man, I haven't yet, but like that's actually how I keep myself motivated. And I really think of great friends like James. He's, you know, we talk every other day, and he knows what I do for a living, and at the same time, he's always finding out what I do for a living on a daily basis. He's like, oh, so you do that now? Oh, that's cool. But he's always like, you know, up on whatever my latest project is. And I'm really grateful for him, because he doesn't allow me to get so into the project that the project becomes my identity. It's always like, but man, how are you? Like, does that excite you? How does that, you know, where's your passion level on this? What itch does it scratch? You know, are you doing that just for the money? Are you doing that for the opportunity? He's always kind of checking my motives, and it allows me to really move the ball down the field. And I think probably the biggest mistake that anybody could make in any sort of endeavor, any sort of goal, is trying to do it alone. And that's the loneliness of dreaming is one of the biggest challenges, because it's just you. Yeah. And you really feel like, who's going to come and support me, save me, help me, mentor me, hold my hand, give me a hug, encourage me to keep going. And a lot of times, you know, we haven't involved other people on our journey. And I've learned this the hard way. When you don't involve people on the journey, if you get any kind of success, there's no one around to celebrate with you. And they don't even know that it's a win for you. Yeah. Because they didn't know you were climbing. It's like, oh, this is you're just kind of over there living. And so when no one knows, it's like they didn't know they were supposed to celebrate you, because they didn't even know you were actually even trying to do that. And so I've been on this interesting journey of bringing people into my process of things that I'm trying to accomplish, and what all of that, you know, kind of looks like. You know, I mean, I think part of setting out to go for any goal is the intimidation factor. It's the intimidation factor of like, I don't know if I know how to do this. I don't know. And like, your dream is so personal to you. There's some vulnerability there that it's like, what are you going to do with my dream? And I know I don't love this person. Maybe you guys would have a different opinion, but what you need to do is, this person drives me crazy, because I just shared my dream with you, and now you're turning it into yours. Yeah. And so it's like, okay, well, and if you do this, and if you do this, and if you do this, this is like, you're not my executive coach. Like, I'm sharing it with you. And so that piece can be kind of weird involving other people. I mean, have you ever shared something with somebody and they did something weird with it and you were like, this is...
Oh, yeah. Like, just sharing it with family and even, people who think they know more than you, you share it and then they start telling you how to achieve your dream when you're like, what are you doing? And then you completely get turned off by it and you just tune them out. And so, but, it's tough because it's like, when we talk about like help and accountability and stuff like that, like when I grew up in the restaurant, my dad was a fix-it-himself person. Yeah. And so anything that was broken, he was always fixing it, didn't ask for help, didn't ask for nobody. And I don't know if it was a trust factor or it could have been all kinds of different stuff, but he didn't really, I love my dad. He was a great dad, but he didn't really set the model of how to be successful, because I feel like if any type of success, you gotta have some type of help and company to help you. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna do something big, there's no way you're gonna do it by yourself, like lone soldier by yourself, And so that's just what I believe. And so, but seeing him do it for so long, now that we're doing it in the restaurant, I'm like, well, I gotta do this, I gotta do all that, and I gotta, and so, it put a halt. It put a halt on hiring people, because it's like, do I really need to hire people, or can I just do it? And a lot of times I was just I can do it. And that just took more time from my family, took more time from things that I could be doing, resting out of all things too. And so...
I think the question that our viewers, our listeners today, has to answer is, who do I need to invite in? Who do I need to invite into what I'm doing, what I'm trying to accomplish? And that doesn't mean that person has to feel the responsibility of supporting you through it. But again, it's you inviting people on the journey so that they know, like Voss, I'm just sitting there thinking like, the time you checked the stats and it had 7, listens. I'm thinking, well, what was the goal? I don't even know. Like, is it 100? Is it 2? What's high? What's low? Like, I don't know, but like, I know you very well, but I don't know that. Does that make sense? So if you hit 500, I'm going, yo, V, that's amazing, but I don't know if that's the bar. Yeah. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know where, and everybody's bar is a little bit different in terms of what is successful and what isn't. Even in the book world, you're in the top 5% if you sell more than 5,000 copies. Okay, if you sell more than 5,000 copies, you're in the top 5% of authors in the world, okay? And so sometimes you sell, an author can sell 6,000 copies and go, yo, I'm in the top 5%. And then you like look up a Mark Batterson book and you're like, you're not successful. you look at some of these best-selling authors and you just feel like, man, mine isn't even coming close. Well, it just depends on the bar. Other people might look at you and go, dude, you're in the top 5%, but you don't feel like you're always in the top 5%. So I think inviting people in is a big deal.
Thanks for watching today's episode of Lifecast with Ryan Leak. If you'd like to order your copy of Chasing Failure, you can do so on Amazon or wherever you like to buy your books. Also, if today's episode added value to your life, you can rate it, share it with a friend. You can also drop a comment. And as always, don't forget to subscribe.